Hello and welcome back to a recap video with Justin Low Stocks, where I go over my last night's trades. So my first trade I made last night was on VKTX. This is a stock I've traded several times over the last week. So I'll show you the daily candles, which should be familiar to you because I've traded it a few times. But the better way to analyze this, seems as though the last three candles are outside of its normal range of price movement, it's better to look at a closer time frame. So we'll go to a week time frame, 15-minute candles. So across this area will be 1 week worth of candles, and each candle represents 15 minutes of time. So as you can see with this 1 week 15-minute candles, this 952 area is a good support and resistance line, as it's topped here, it's rebounded off here, sort of bounced off here, and acted as resistance here and here. That's how you know it's a good line, when the price keeps bouncing off it or bouncing and going back down as soon as it touches it. So that's the longer frame analysis. Now go into the 1 minute candles where I actually made my trade, so where I'll pinpoint where I actually bought and sold. So as this opened up, it wasn't on my scanners because it wasn't gapping up, and it wasn't the price hadn't gone up much pre-market. It was actually gapping down, I think. It wasn't initially on my scanners, but after it opened, it came down here, which I didn't see. When it started making these two big green candles, or four big green candles, that's when it started. I started noticing it as it was moving up. Like I normally say, after it does a big move with a few big candles, it has to have a pullback, which it did, and I was waiting for that pullback. Green candles, I was getting ready to buy on the pullback, expecting that momentum to carry on and break over the resistance level of 952. So once it pulled back here, I bought in this area 942. It came down. You don't know how far it's going to come, but so when I had this red candle, I was just waiting. It had already come down further than I actually entered it, but I didn't know if it was going to come right down to 920 or something, and it wouldn't follow my trading plan. So I waited until a 1 minute candle broke higher than its previous 1 minute candle, if you know what I mean. So this candle's high was there, the next green candle, that's high was there. So I was waiting for a candle to break out over its previous candle's high, which was at this point here. Okay, so you see this green candle here that went up, it broke over its previous candle's high. So that's what I was waiting for the entry, which I did. I waited and I bought into that point. Happened at around 942, like price range. Bought it and it went up, and it came and tapped 955. Like I said, I was expecting the breakout at 955 and hoping to take profits around $10. It did not do that. There was too strong of a resistance, and it turned back around and it started making these red candles, started heading down in a downward trend, which was not good. So I stopped out of my position here at $9.32, where this arrow is, and basically the reason why I stopped there was because it started breaking out of the low of this consolidation point. So all these candles around here, their lows were around this 932 area. Once that was broken, the stock would be expected to drop towards here, which it did. So I stopped out with a 10-cent loss instead of a 40-cent loss. So that was a good move, but it was a losing trade. I think I lost about $40 on it. My second trade was a better one, however, on AETI, and it was showing a lot of momentum, so I just jumped on the momentum train. So I'll take you back to my entry on the 1 minute candles, which is back here. So this stock was gapping up 30%. So I was already watching it because it was gapping up. Yeah, like I said, gapped up pre-market. But yeah, it just moved a little bit too quick for me. So it was in this first 2 minutes that I went from $1 to $1.50. So that's a 50% increase in a matter of 2 minutes. It was just way too quick for me. I didn't even. I was watching it, but it didn't have any sign of a pullback, and I didn't want to chase it up because you never know when it will just turn back around and make you lose money. So I just watched it, and it went into a volatility halt. I don't know if I've spoken about that before, but a volatility halt is basically where a stock moves, I think it's over 10 or maybe 20% within I think it's under 5 or 10 minutes. It'll have a 5, 10, maybe 15 minute halt due to volatility, which is just so basically the price doesn't just blow out of control, even worse than it did here. So these are normally good signs, the halts, for people who've bought into them, because normally when the stock opens up after a halt, it'll normally go higher, as long as the halt occurred because the stock was going up so quick. And then it's the same for if a stock's going down. So if a stock's going down real quick, it will also halt. But they are very bearish. They're bad signs, because if the stock's coming down and goes into a halt, it's expected to open lower. So in this case, it came out of the halt and it just shot straight back up, and it hit this 173 level, and then it started consolidating. And I was like, okay, I'll buy into this. Once this second red candle came down here to the low 150s, I was like, look, I'll buy it here, and I'll risk off sort of where it halted, or these VWAP and 9-day EMA lines. So I bought there $1.61. I bought it. So I was on this green candle and it started coming back up. I bought it, this first arrow, and then it shot up, and it was shooting up so quick, and the volume was coming back in the stock. So I actually added to my position. So I had 300 shares bought here at $1.61, and I added 300 shares at $1.70. The stock then, like within another 20-30 seconds, went straight up to $1.93, and I ended up selling out of this at $1.88 for my. I didn't sell all of it, sorry, I only sold 300 shares, so I sold half of my initial position, and that was a 15% increase in a matter of 2 minutes. So I took half of my position because it had such a big candle that I was expecting a pullback, which it showed here. It had a pullback, and once it pulled back, I was waiting to buy it because I thought, this is showing a lot of strength. It's already up near 100% on the day. It's showing crazy strength. I'm going to buy it if it pulls back, hoping for then another breakout. So it pulled back. I bought in around here to $1.77, and then so I added another 300 shares. So now I had 600 shares because I bought 300, bought another 300, sold 300. So I had 300 shares remaining, and then I bought another 300. So now I got 600 shares, and then it came down and it went into a halt going down, and I was stuck in it. So I couldn't sell my position because the stock's halted. Trading's frozen on this stock. So I was getting worried because I was expecting the stock to then open a lot lower and be red on the day. However, when the stock reopened, it reopened around where it halted, which was very, very lucky on my part, and then it then just started rising again. Put in 3 big 1-minute candles, and then it halted again. It halted a third time. This time it was on a halt going up again. I was still holding my 600 shares. I was a lot more confident now than I was, because it was a halt due to the price going up. So I was hoping for the stock to come out of the halt with a gap up and an increase in price, which it did. It closed at around $1.79 and it opened up at $1.87, which doesn't sound like much, but it's about 5%. So it opened up 5% higher, and then it just instantly ran up to the 201, but I set my profit taker at $1.92, right in line with these levels back here, because I thought, especially because it had already been in a halt going down, I didn't want to risk getting stuck in another downward halt. So I just thought I'd take my profits at this possible resistance point here, which I did. I sold my 600 shares, and I ended up with a nice profit of $175 on the day for half an hour's work. So it was a very good day. Played it a bit safe because this stock ended up going to the 250 area, but I mean, it's not worth staying in the stock for 3-4 hours risking it coming back down when you can sell out of it within your 20-minute trading time and be done with it and walk away with your profits, which is what I did. So yeah, it was a good trading day. Look to continue the green days tonight. I've had it's 5 green days in a row now, so hopefully this momentum continues, and I'll bring out my recap video tomorrow of tonight's trades. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying the videos, and comment if you have any questions or want me to address any sort of topic related to stocks. Thanks very much, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. See ya.